What is going on, everybody? Today is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, August 21st. And here is today's Buoy 10 update. Happy day number probably 6 in a row with south wind. Yeah, this is fun. It wasn't nearly as bad today, but for about a couple hours there, it definitely picked up and kicked me off of the troll that I was wanting to do. I was wanting to fish part of the Washington shoreline and checkerboard, and it was just too big and your boat just crabs too much, so it was really tough to fish. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. You guys heard that I had a little bit of a struggle yesterday, and we still caught fish. We still had a good time, plenty of action, but I felt like I was behind the bite and actually above the bite the whole time. So today I decided to fish a little bit lower, but only by about a mile or so. And just by going a little bit lower, we started, where did we start today? Started at checkerboard, had a couple goes there, let a wild coho go, and then I jetted over to the red can line. Looking at the water temp and what I saw on my graph, I didn't like it at all. So I just kept moving down the red can line until I got to about buoy 14 and the screen started to clear up. The water temperature looked better, and I dropped my active target down and just immediately lit up bright yellow. There's just salmon swimming everywhere. Like, okay, well, let's get them out right here. This is probably a good spot. That active target's definitely helped me find where the fish are. You can only see too much on your cone from your 2D, and so being able to drop that active target down in perspective mode and spin it around. In fact, I'll show you guys here real quick how I got it, since I get asked that a lot. So I got it up here on my Minn Kota, and I have it in perspective mode, so it's looking straight out on the active target transducer. And what that allows me to do is to get a really wide pan. Now I can't see forward like the Garmin live scope. When it's like this, there is a way to look at it in forward with this transducer, but the way I have it set up, flip it back around here. The reason why I got it set up like that is because it allows me to look out and down a little bit, so it's more of, again, perspective. So it's like a cone like this. So it's looking out like that as opposed to forward like this. So I'm looking out in front of my boat and behind my boat at this angle. And when I spin it around, that's what allows me to see all 6 of my rods at the same time. And when I spin it forward, I can actually look ahead and see where there's groups of fish and then turn into them. So when I got down there to the bottom and at 14 and dropped that thing in, I kind of scanned around a little bit. I saw a bunch of yellow marks moving around, the salmon swimming. Cool, they're here, let's dump them in. And we immediately started getting bit. We killed 3 kings and a coho pretty darn fast. And then it was wild. We probably had, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 plus wild fish today. There were a lot of wild fish that we went through, unfortunately. Unclipped, however you want to call them, non-hatchery fish. Well, maybe not even that. Unclipped fish, we'll say that. And it was great fishing. Slowed down for a little bit. South wind picked up. I decided I probably should have just stayed down there, but it was getting pretty windy and kind of sloppy. And then, boy, just the way the boat's crabbing, your lines are like underneath the boat, and anytime that one of those rods got bit, you had to gun it and turn real fast. Your lines would want to try and tangle up. It was tough to manage all that, but good action. Decided to move upriver just to try and get away from it. We actually jumped across trying to get one last shot before the south wind picked up, and we dumped into marker 5, missed one, lost one real fast, and then the screen on my active target went empty. So we jumped back over to Hammond, and Hammond has been fishing really well last few days, especially near the high slack. And we stayed there as long as I could stomach it. We lost a few fish, let a couple go, but I just didn't see very many nets, even though there were a ton of fish cycling through on the 2D and on the active target. So I just got bored. That's the honest truth. I got bored sitting looking at the same freaking sawdust pile in Ice House for that long and wanted to change things up. So we came up here to the bridge on the Oregon side for our last hour and a half, and got onto another half dozen 8 bites and some more fish, and no more keepers, just all wilds. But all in all, it was a really fun day. As far as colors go and whatnot, that one rod keeps getting bit. And I tonight just measured everything again, and it's all exactly the same. It's the same Bronco spinner, the YBC blade, the Mulkey 3.5, double paint, blue on one side, blue dot on both sides, red paint, orange paint on both sides. the same hoochie, that baby hoochie from Fishfield, the Rocket Red, with the same tinsel skirt, gold tinsel skirt underneath, and 2 red beats. Exactly same on 3 other rods with the same flashers, same bumper length, same leader length. So the only thing that I can think of is flashers, just like, and spinner blades, just like plugs. Some just hunt better, and they just put off whatever it is the fish are looking for. And watching the fish come in to my active target and my spread, looking at all 6 rods, for about 60%, 70% of the day, that was the first flash they went to all day long, or for 60% of the day. For the first half of the day, first part of the income, they all went to that rod first, and it had the most amount of bites today, yesterday, and the day before. So does that mean I need to start changing through my flashers and try and find more that get a bit better? Maybe I need to start doing that. I don't feel like I should have to, but, or it's just dumb luck. It's just flipping a quarter and it came up head 6 times in a row. I don't know, but it's things that make you start to wonder if it matters or not. I came into today, boy, I was ready for anything after yesterday's trip where we didn't have as much action as I thought we should have. So I had bait in the boat. Yesterday we ran a herring for 3-4 hours, never had a bite on it. I brought herring with me today. I brought some coon shrimp. I brought everything. I had all my rods ready to go. I started out with 2 spin fish. Spinners kept on getting bit, just like they have been for the last several days. And so I ended up switching everything back to my Bronco and to my Mexican hat. Mexican hat was a little slow. We put one of those ones back on. I always forget the name of it, but it's the half red, half chartreuse, blue dot, mulkey 3.5. That one whooped on them today too. I put it out and we had to go through 3 of them, 3 of those spinners that I had pre-tied up because they kept on getting the hook spin out or beat up or whatever. And it was only on 1 rod too, and it was getting hit good. So I have to tie some of those up tonight. But I think tomorrow I might actually jump out in the ocean. It's our last day for the ocean. I have not looked at the report yet for the weather forecast, but if it looks okay, I might jump out there just for one last shot out in the salt before it's closed down. What we're seeing here in the river already and what I heard out in the ocean, I haven't got all the reports yet, but it sounds like there's a ton of fish. And the tides, today was the first day of falling tides. Pretty much now, through the weekend, through next week, through the end of the season where it's open for Chinook, should be good fishing. Sounds like there's plenty of fish out there. We saw a ton in the river here today, so it should only get better from here on out to the end of the season. It should be really good. So if you want to come down and catch a fish between now and the end of Labor Day, should be your time to come down here. So with that, have fun. I'm going to finish cleaning up the boat, retie a bunch of spinners because it was an absolute yard sale today. Make a game plan for tomorrow, figure out if I'm going out in the ocean or not, go hang out with some customers, and then go get some sleep. I can't believe we're already 2/3 of the way through this season. Man, it flies by fast. Hopefully things are helping, these updates. If you want to come down and catch fish, the next week should be it, the next week and a half between now and the end of the season. Come down here, have some fun. All right, guys, later.